Robert Kiyosaki is a well-known author for personal finance and investment-related content. His popular books like Rich Dad Poor Dad and Cash Flow Quadrants have been helping thousands and millions of people all around the world to understand the importance of personal finance and the importance of investing money. I am also one of them, and I started reading his books Rich Dad Poor Dad and Cash Flow Quadrant when I was in standard 12th. I was nearly 17 years old, and then it made me realize that it is extremely important to invest your money, and if you don't invest you simply cannot manage to create wealth. And that's true. The book in each and every book, the books are written in extremely simple language. Even a student in studying in standard 10th can easily understand what the author is trying to say, and by reading this anyone can understand the importance of money management. So there is no doubt that he's a great author, and his ideology towards explaining personal finance is very effective, and that is the reason he is the New York Times best-selling author for many years. So there is no doubt with the ability of storytelling. But in this podcast I would like to explain that why I disagree with some of the investment strategy of Robert Kiyosaki. So this podcast is totally based on my opinion. I am not criticizing the investment strategy of Robert Kiyosaki. He is a great investor, but I have some different approach towards investment. So keep listening to this podcast till the end, and I'm sure you will get to learn a lot. You are listening to the Anuj Vohra show. Here I share my thoughts, knowledge, ideas and opinions about personal finance, investment, marketing, business and economics. So keep learning and enjoy. First of all, let me start this podcast where Robert Kiyosaki preferred to invest, and in his videos and in his tweets and in his books where he recommends others to invest. So there are 4 to 5 areas where he preferred that other people should invest. The first is investing in own business. That means if you are looking forward to invest in your own business, that means if you put your money in your business, that's the best case scenario. And according to me, I also believe that if you manage to invest in your business, you can get unlimited amount of returns as well. So investing in your business means you hire more people, you buy a valuable software and tools that will help you to grow your business. You spend more time in you spend more money in marketing, you spend more time on research and development, you learn skills that are extremely important to grow your business. You learn about communication and negotiation so that you can effectively negotiate and have a deal with the other business partners. So all these things are very much important in order to grow your business, and this is what we call investing in business. The second option in which he chooses to invest the most is real estate. He is a great believer of real estate investments, and I have no doubt that real estate is a great investment option if we talk about United States. There are hundreds and thousands of people in the United States have made fortunes just by investing in real estate. Either they are flipping, they are buying and selling real estate properties, or they are just keep buying properties using different kind of methods, and they are just giving that particular houses and properties for rents, and they are making thousands of dollars in passive income. And there is no doubt that Robert Kiyosaki is also one of them. In many of his books, he had mentioned that during the financial crisis of 2008 and other financial crises, when the prices of house were very low, he had purchased multiple properties at very affordable rates, and it is helping him to create passive income as well. So investing in real estate is also a great strategy. In his book Rich Dad Poor Dad and Cash Flow Quadrant, he had mentioned that you should invest in an asset class in which you understand. And he always says that if I am talking about real estate investment, that doesn't mean it is the right asset class for you. I invest in real estate because I know about real estate investing. If you are good at investing stock market, you should go for it. So I really admire that he's not telling anyone that real estate is the best investment asset class, but he's telling his story that how he had made fortunes by investing in real estate. But also, if you think practically, that if you stay invested in just one asset class, if you chooses to invest in any one asset class, you are at a big risk. If you don't manage to diversify your investment portfolio, and if anything bad happens, and if you need money in the critical situation, what will you do? And real estate is not that much liquid. You cannot easily simply buy and sell real estate properties anywhere in the world, whether it is United States, UK, France, Germany, or even India. It is not that much easy to buy and sell real estate properties. So this is why I believe that having a diversified portfolio is very much important. You cannot simply rely on real estate investment. Now the third investment option where he chooses to invest is gold and silver. I don't know why, but he is a great fan of investing in gold. Just like him, there are also so many people who prefer to invest in gold and silver as a primary asset class. They choose to invest in commodities. Particularly Robert Kiyosaki chooses to invest in gold and silver because he simply does not trust the US government. He believes that the US stock market can completely collapse in no time, and during such period it is better to have gold, because in the tough time gold prices are always going higher. Gold prices will always perform well. This is the reason that if you read books of Robert Kiyosaki and watch videos of him very deeply, you will come to know that he doesn't like the way US government is working. Not for 5 to 10 years. It is for 30 to 40 years. He never say that it is better to invest in stocks. He always say that invest in real estate and invest in commodities. Nothing else. According to me, investing in gold for 15 to 20% of your portfolio is enough. Not more than 20%. But he believes that the price of gold will continue to grow higher, and there is no doubt the gold price will also increase, but it increases very slowly. If we talk about historical returns of gold, you will come to know that if we adjust inflation, gold returns are very less than bonds and index funds as well. In many of my podcasts, I always keep repeating that no matter how worst the situation is, the world always recovers. That means when the stock market crashes heavily, that doesn't mean it is the end of the world. But according to Robert Kiyosaki, he believes that stock market is completely gambling and people should stay away from investing in stocks, because anything can happen and it will ruin your personal finance. But I agree that for the short term period, there are chances that you will be in financial trouble. But if we think for the longer horizon, let's say if he has been investing in gold for 30-40 years, if we apply the same thing in stock market, let's say if in the US stock market, he would have got tremendous return if he had invested in stock market. So he has a pessimistic approach towards stock market. The fourth area in which he chooses to invest is now Bitcoin. In many of his videos, I came to know that he is a big fan of investing in Bitcoin. He believes that it is the future currency and it is better to invest for the longer period of time. If you observe closely, gold and silver and real estate are heavily conservative investment. I mean, you won't see much fluctuation in prices rapidly in these asset classes. Now, if we talk about Bitcoin, which is obviously a cryptocurrency, it is heavily volatile. It is totally different kind of asset classes. Now, if you just believe that he is a conservative investor, and how could he suggest that investing in Bitcoin is a good idea? I am also surprised that why he is a big fan of Bitcoin. But that's true that he has been investing in Bitcoin heavily. I also agree with him that over the long period of time, the prices of Bitcoin will also go up. But for the shorter period of time, who have no idea about Bitcoin, who have no idea about cryptocurrency, who have no idea how the system works, should stay away from investing in Bitcoin. And even if anyone wants to invest in Bitcoin, I would suggest that not more than 5% you should invest in Bitcoin. That means if you have an investment portfolio of, let's say, 100,000, that means you should invest $5,000 in Bitcoin, not more than $5,000. Keep this in mind. Now let's talk about asset classes which he hates the most. In his books, he clearly wrote that for average and middle class people should continue to invest in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. So he believes that rich people invest in real estate, gold, silver, and Bitcoin, and average people or poor people and middle class people invest in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. So now let's talk about it and why he is so wrong towards stocks, mutual funds, and bonds. If we talk about historical data, if we adjust inflation, the S&P 500 has given nearly 7 to 8% return historically. That means if you compare the data of 60-70 years in S&P 500, you will get 6 to 7% return adjusted inflation easily. But if we talk about gold, the returns are significantly less compared to the stocks. Even if the worst case situation like 2008 recession, 2001 IT bubble bust, 9/11, and even the novel coronavirus crisis, the US economy manages to grow. The US economy survived in each and every worst case situation, and the world also. All the major economy across the world manages to survive during the worst phase of the country. But according to Robert Kiyosaki, he believes that it is very unsafe, it is very risky, and I don't understand why people invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds. It is not possible to create wealth and all such things. He believes that it is not possible to generate passive income from stock market, which is completely wrong. For mutual funds, he also believes that it is not the best asset class in which people should invest. According to me, if you don't know about stock market, if you don't know about different kind of analysis before investing in stocks, the best option what you can leverage in order to get better returns than gold, silver, and all these things, you can simply invest in mutual funds. In mutual funds, you will get diversification. When you invest your money will be invested in 50, 60 companies. And even some funds, your money will be diversified in 100 to 200 companies. So it is a safe investment option, but at the same time, when the stock market grows, you will also make money. Your wealth will also be created. But according to Robert Kiyosaki, middle class and poor people invest in mutual funds. So if someone is a very big fan of Robert Kiyosaki and if you tell them to invest in mutual funds and stocks, he would say that you are poor people, you don't know about other type of asset classes, and that is why you are telling me to invest in stocks and mutual funds. But if you observe the reality, there are a lot of people who have made fortunes by investing in stocks and even mutual funds as well. If the mutual funds is diversified, that doesn't mean you cannot manage to create wealth. It is possible to create wealth, you just have to give more times, but not more than the time that you give for your gold investment. You will also get high returns by investing in mutual funds than in gold. So these are my thoughts on different kind of asset classes versus the thought versus the philosophy of investing of Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki is a great person and he has been a role model for investment for many people. There is no doubt that he has tremendous knowledge and he is a great storyteller. But these are my thoughts on different kind of asset classes, and I hope you appreciate my thoughts and I hope you can relate it with. Thanks for listening. If you find this episode valuable and you would like to help support the podcast, feel free to share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating or review. To catch all the latest updates from me, you can follow me on Instagram at anujv21, that is ANUJV21. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.